Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, today we're going to be covering stories like Amazon's going to be adding commercials into all Amazon Prime customers unless you pay more. We'll have more details on that. Dish Network's raising its prices. For all the talk you hear about cord cutting going up more money, cable's right there with it. We'll tell you about how much Dish Network's going up. We'll talk about other cable companies that have raised their prices this year. And ESPN may launch its direct-to-consumer service earlier because cord cutting is growing faster. We'll tell you what the president of ESPN said last week and a lot more. Before we get into all that, hey, if you want to learn more about these stories I talk about, I'll put a link to each one in the show notes and in the first pinned comment down below so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinion. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a big favor. Help us out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. It lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. We would really appreciate your support. Also, hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV or just keep your streaming costs low. We're going to be here to help you with that. So with that said, let's dive into the stories of today. Starting off with Amazon Prime is going to be adding commercials. Late last week, Amazon dropped a big press release saying next year in the United States, Canada, and UK, Germany, and more countries to come in the future, they'll be adding commercials to Amazon Prime videos. So if you're an Amazon Prime customer or you're a Prime Video customer, you subscribe directly to that, you will be starting to see commercials sometime early next year. If you don't want commercials, it will cost you an extra $2.99 a month on top of your current subscription to Amazon Prime. Now, with this, they say this will be significantly lower amount of commercials compared to going to cable TV. There'll be a lot less there. But they need this in order to keep producing high-quality content. Ads are becoming more and more common. You see Netflix and Disney Plus and many other services recently over the last year and some be launching an ad-supported plan. But instead of a cheaper ad-supported plan, Amazon's just saying, hey, everybody gets ads unless you want to go to our new, more expensive plan that's $2.99 higher. Now, Amazon says before this happens, several weeks beforehand, they'll contact customers with more details about this. In that will probably be details on how to switch over to the $2.99 plan if you so choose to. Keep that in mind. I have mixed feelings about this. Now, on one side, Amazon could say, hey, Amazon Prime going up in price next year, but we now have a cheaper ad-free plan. Instead, they're saying, hey, everybody gets the current price with ads, or if you really don't want ads, you pay more. Of course, Amazon Prime is a lot more than just video. You get music, books, magazines. You get things like, for example, photo storage, and so much more on top of the free 2-day shipping. So there's a lot that comes with it for the price compared to a lot of other streaming services. But I fully understand people who don't want ads who are definitely going to consider this. I'll be honest, I don't subscribe to Amazon Prime for the videos. They're kind of a bonus. I started using Amazon Prime when we lived at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri in the middle of Mark Twain National Forest, which, by the way, is where we spent many years when my wife was in the Army. Shipping from Amazon was a big part of our life because there wasn't a lot of stores by us. So we had to drive 2 hours, or at least an hour to a local mall, over an hour to a Best Buy, 2 hours to St. Louis, and more. So we did a lot of shipping. For us, it's always been worth it just for the shipping. You need to decide what it's worth for you. All right, let's keep moving along. Oh, as we get closer, as we get details about switching over to the $2.99 plan for ad-free, I'll have full coverage here and over at CordCuttersNews.com. All right, Dish last week, very late in the week, announced a price hike. All plans to be going up $5 a month. There'll be some additional changes to fees. Dish is saying this price hike is coming because of the rising costs of programming. You know, it's always that battle. We just saw that with Spectrum. We just saw that with DirecTV. Dish is in the middle of their own fights with some locals. Cost of content is driving up yours. It's not just Dish. You know, I'm sure Dish has a profit margin they want. Whatever the cost is of the service, they just have to raise it. If they're going to have to pay more for ESPN or more for NBC Universal content, they're going to have to add that onto your fees. But starting next month, there'll be a $5 price hike. This includes, means TV packages for the very, very basic welcome package before fees, taxes, and other things, okay? No device fees included in this, none of that regional sports fees, no local broadcast television fees. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Sorry, I apparently have to adjust this timing. Let's fix this real quick. I apparently am not familiar with the new settings on my Fire TV. But yes, so with that, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Hey, I totally lost my track of my thought, but here's the short end of the version. The price of TV is going up. Their most expensive plans are now going to cost $100 and $2 for the Latino Max package, $117 for the American top 250. I think most people would probably get this more basic 120 plus channels for $97.99. When I looked at it, that's a very comparable to like YouTube TV. It's somewhere between that one and the 200 package, which costs us $107.99 now per month compared to YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu Plus with live TV with that. But again, fees, taxes are more on that. So, hey, for whenever you hear people that say, oh, YouTube TV must as well get cable. Don't forget, cable's going up. Yes, streaming services have gone up, but so has cable TV. We've seen Comcast and Spectrum both raise the price this year, along with DirecTV. All right, ESPN's president sat down last week and talked about their new live TV streaming service at a convention in London. And we were able to grab it. He said a few things interesting. They still don't have a public date they're willing to release, say when the new live standalone streaming version of ESPN is going to come. This is the version where you'll be able to subscribe to ESPN, not ESPN Plus, that's a separate streaming service, and get all the channels like ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPNU, SEC Network, ACC Network, whatever they want to include in that. He did say, though, that because of the growth of cord cutting, they may need to move the date. This is exactly what he said. Let me read this word for word so I don't get it wrong. We will probably pull the date to too early in an earlier point than we right now are currently considering. That's a very kind of weird way to say it, but basically what he's saying here is, hey, we have a rough date we're anticipating for direct or ESPN to launch our standalone service here, direct to the consumers. And with the growth of cord cutting, we may move that up. We'll have to wait and see what happens with it. But for now, we are currently intending to have a rough date in the future. So what this means is what I anticipate this whole thing has been, is Disney's looking at ESPN and saying, hey, the subscriber revenue from cable and streaming is dropping. We're seeing most live TV streaming services, with the exception of YouTube TV, reportedly lose subscribers. We're seeing all cable companies lose subscribers so far this year. That means the revenue that Disney's getting for ESPN continues to fall. At some point when that revenue falls to a level where they believe it's profitable then to go directly to you and bypass the cable companies and upset those cable companies, they'll do that. As cord cutting grows faster than expected, that revenue's falling faster than they expect. That makes them much more willing to release ESPN Plus earlier. We'll keep a very close eye on this, but I would not be surprised if we do see ESPN's direct-to-consumer streaming service earlier than the projected 2025-2026 date. Maybe as soon as 2024. We'll have to see how fast cord cutting grows. All right, let's keep moving along. There's a lot to cover here. YouTube TV's been adding more CW affiliates. They added the CW in Atlanta, Georgia last week. Several CW affiliates changed over the last month, and YouTube TV's been slowly adding them. I reached out to YouTube and Google for comment about all the new channels they added, the local affiliates. They did not get back to us, but if you're in Atlanta, good news, your YouTube TV now includes the CW. You may have to go in your guide. Make sure you're not in a customized guide. If you're in a customized guide, you need to add it to your list of favorite channels. All right, Amazon is cracking down on AI spam. Amazon has now, in an effort to stop the flood of AI-written books, we're seeing a flood of just AI-generated romance novels and all kinds of stuff out there. Well, Amazon's now limiting authors to just 2 books submitted per day in an effort to crack down on this practice of just mass spamming Amazon with AI-generated books. We'll keep a very close eye on this, but we wouldn't be surprised if we see this go from books to videos. How long till we see AI-generated movies spamming Amazon Prime and other services to try to get in there? We'll see how it goes. All right, hey, if you have an iOS device, you need to update. iOS 17 came out recently and they put out an emergency update. A security vulnerability was found. It's considered a 0-day exploit, which means hackers already knew about it and they may be exploiting it to get access to your iPhone. Make sure to update your iOS devices, iPads, iPhones, and more. Check that out. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more about that. But security notice, update your iOS devices immediately. Your device probably already updated before you saw this, but check just to make sure in case you disabled auto updates. And lastly, Pluto TV. Now, back in June at the Stream TV show, I was there. You know, I covered the fact that one of the Pluto TV executives got there and said, hey, we're having a brand new app come, and this new app will include the ability for you to have a new home screen, all kinds of new discoverability content, make their on-demand content more visible, and make it easier to find live content through Pluto TV. Pluto TV has like 300 channels or something like that, and just that list can be confusing to find everything. Well, at that time they said they were hoping to roll it out probably in July, August. Well, now we've learned that they're going to start rolling it out today. From when you're watching this, September 25th, they said they would start rolling out this new user interface to select Roku devices and roll it out to more devices throughout the year, with this to come to like Fire TV and more. I don't have an exact timeline. They even say, for example, what Roku devices will get this first. They say a select number of Roku models will get this new home screen first, and from there they'll roll it out to other devices throughout the year. I wish I had more, but good news, what was first reported in June is finally becoming reality. I know it took longer. This is often kind of what it says. I kind of believe that executive that spoke at the Stream TV show probably wasn't supposed to announce this app, but they did. So now it's coming. New home screen at Pluto TV, designed to look probably more like a Netflix, Hulu interface, where you get, some different content. Now you will still have that traditional guide, you will still have that same experience you have now, but there will also be more discoverability, easier to find the on-demand content with it. Well, there you go. That's the video for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care, be safe. I'll be back again tomorrow. Really thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Until then, take care. Have a great day, everybody.